Well, now, across the continent in West Africa, the situation is also dire. Approximately 44,000 people are severely malnourished and facing famine in northeast Nigeria. The prolonged humanitarian crisis in the wake of the Boko Haram insurgency has had a devastating impact on food and nutrition in the area, particularly in Borno and Adamawa states. Africa 54's Esther Githui-Ewart reports.
Here in Dikwa, Borno State, Baba Gana Mai Abba made a living as a driver before Boko Haram militants looted his belongings and burned down his house.
Boko Haram chased me from my home here, and I fled to a nearby village. When I came back, I found that they had burned my house with everything in it.
A father of 12, Abba collected firewood for sale in nearby bushes to feed his family before he registered for handouts with the World Food Programme. Boko Haram's 7-year insurgence to create an Islamic State in northeast Nigeria has uprooted an estimated 1.8 million people. The World Food Programme Director of Emergencies, Denise says coordinating aid in the region is a major challenge.
We're pushing back on famine-like conditions in Borno State, where we have close to 2 million people who require immediate food assistance. Our major challenge right now across the 4 countries, northeastern Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger, the first challenge is funding. In the next 4 to 6 weeks in northeastern Nigeria, we will completely run out of funds.
Last month, United Nations Security Council members visited the Lake Chad Basin region and adopted a resolution condemning all terrorist attacks and abuses of human rights by Boko Haram and Islamic State. Britain's ambassador to the UN, Matthew Rycroft, says the resolution calls upon countries in the West African region to ramp up their response to the humanitarian crisis.
We must all act now if famine is to be avoided. That means addressing the root causes of the crisis by addressing economic inequalities, countering violent extremism, and empowering women.
Nigeria's ambassador to the UN, Anthony Bosa, says his country is determined to exterminate terrorism from inside its borders.
Despite the enormous challenges occasioned by the terrorist activities of Boko Haram, the government of Nigeria remains resolute to defeating terrorism in all its ramifications.
Neighboring Chad is hosting around 345,000 Nigerian refugees in desperate need of food assistance. The World Food Programme says some 4.7 million people face acute hunger in 3 states, and the number is expected to rise to 5.2 million by June, and the situation is likely to persist until October. Esther Githui-Ewart, VOA News, Washington.